Hi guys, my name is Anna and I'm an artist, and in this video I would like to share with you it's a bit uneven. Okay, never mind. I'd like to share with you some things that happened with me in the past 10 days, I guess. And there is a lot of things happened. I finished my new artwork, my new painting. I went to York, I went to Manchester, I went on a little trip to Prague. I've never been there, and honestly, now it's one of my favorite cities in Europe for sure. Like, I liked the city so much, but I'm gonna talk about this a bit later. So first of all, I finished new painting. It's called At the Bottom, and it's about that feeling when you feel like you reached the bottom. You're at your lowest point in your life, and it feels like there is nothing good about this. Everything feels still, everything feels quiet. I think everyone was there, everyone felt this way at least one time in their life. I wanted to show that even there at the bottom there is still movement, there is still a reason to keep going, basically, and it's very important in the moments like this. I'd like to talk about some symbols in my new painting. So I'm gonna look at my painting, and so I wouldn't forget about anything to mention. So yes, the fisherman, it's like symbols of presence. It's basically like a reminder that we are never truly alone, and there is always someone around us, and we don't have to lock yourself. There is always someone here to help you. Then there is the fish that basically represents hope, that there is always some fish to catch, and it's like some possibilities. There is always something worth finding. The face represents the person who basically feels lost. The face is basically anyone who feels like they're on the lowest point. But the mermaid, kind of like behind their face, it's like a miracle. It's like something that you might not even expect, but you just have to look at a different angle and you will find something else. But you just have to be kind of like open-minded. And the last but not least is the dog, that represents that the land is not that far. So basically, you're not that far away from everything that you want to get in this life, and you might feel that you are at your lowest point, but maybe you're not, and the land is not that far. So basically, with this painting, I wanted to show that there is still hope, there is still some light, even when you feel that you are at the bottom. It's basically about finding light where it shouldn't exist. So yes, I do hope that this painting gonna find its audience and people gonna love it. I'm gonna show also some process of me creating this painting. finished my painting. Me and my sister, her like boyfriend, my auntie, we went to my favorite forest here in Yorkshire, and it's so peaceful. I always get so inspired walking there, and the trees feel so magical. I always feel like I am somewhere in the fairy tale.
Just stuff for random jobs and for people for paid jobs, and then prototyping different things. I probably spent about 250 quid on wheel top filament.
Yeah, but they've got,
It's
you
only
know,
if it's raining we go inside the sheds.
they're not supposed to be inside.
Inside?
Isn't it boring though?
What, cooking cleaning?
And then there were like bonfire night, and we went to see some fireworks. My feelings about fireworks are quite questionable. I mean, like, I do not really understand why people love them so much. I I also feel anxious because of the war in my country, and all this like sound kind of makes me feel a bit like anxious. If not talking about all of this in general, I do not really understand why people so obsessed with them. I still recorded some videos, yeah, to like add them in my vlog. So many animals basically died because of those such loud sounds, and just doesn't worth it at all. It's like, why people are doing this? I do not get it at all. There were also a day when we went to York with my sister to record a few videos for our like kind of startup, or I don't know. Things are going a bit much slower than we expected with this startup because she has a lot of things to do with her studying, and I also had a lot of things to do. So things are going a bit slower, but we still want to do this. And yes, we recorded some videos. We were coloring those pages. She decided to cut it like into pieces, and we both kind of like were using different pencils to fill out the coloring page, and then we kind of like match them. My mom called me while I was recording this video, so I guess I mentioned almost everything. I mean, everything that happened before my trip to Prague, and now I really want to discuss my trip to Prague because honestly, I fell in love with the city. I was just like, every time when I heard someone talking about Prague, they were always just like, yeah, I like Prague. Prague is such a nice place to go. And I was just like, okay, we'll see. I mean, um, nothing can surprise me. A lot of places I kind of feel the same now. So But I really enjoyed spending time in Prague. It's definitely in my top three, the best cities in Europe. But I haven't decided like what the other ones too, because Prague is definitely in my top three. But what else? I don't know. Definitely London, but some parts of London, you know. And but what else? I don't know. I've been to Spain, to Italy. Yeah, I do like Italy a lot. But I've been only like in the northern part of Italy. So I don't know, Paris. I don't know. Mm, I also liked Paris, but would it be my top three? I'm not sure. Maybe like top four. Or five. Four. Four. I don't know. Anyways, I was visiting my friends that I visited my friend and he lives with his girlfriend, so I met her the first time and we spent such a great time. Of course, it was raining all the time. Because to be honest, it always feels like I bring like rain to the countries where I'm traveling to. So if it's raining all day and it wasn't mentioned in like weather forecast, whatever daily forecast, it's probably that I arrived to this country. I arrived to the city. Because honestly, every time when I go somewhere, it's raining. And every time when I go somewhere where it's not supposed to be rainy, it's rainy. And it's so exhausting. And it's so annoying. And of course, on the last day, there was no rain. It feels so unfair, honestly. Why? I like sun so much. Why it's always raining? So we was first evening we went to Visegrad. I'm sorry for mispronunciation, but yeah, we went there. He was walking, then we went to have some tea, and the vibe was so nice. It felt like I'm somewhere in a movie about Dracula or whatever. It felt the vibe was really nice, even if it was rainy, even it was like foggy and so on and so forth, but it felt so nice. Прикольно. Или что такое реабилитационная неделя?
Да, то есть это типа для новеньких. Если
Да не, я думаю, что это такое.
это срочно окулит. Срочно очки.
Then my friend made some carbonara for us. Okay, he made it for us before we went to that place, and it was such a nice carbonara. I finished it all. I enjoyed it so much. It was 10 out of 10, honestly. Highly recommended, but you can try it. So what else? Of course, I had very poor sleep, but I get used to this. Then the next day, my one and only full day in Prague, we spent, we went everywhere that possible, like all the touristic places. It was raining all day, honestly, all day. It's so annoying. When I woke up, I done my hair, and it was pointless because it was gone the minute I went outside. I felt cute for like 30 minutes. We went to have some breakfast in a new cafe in their like area. I didn't like it, so I wouldn't recommend it, the place. But to be honest, I don't even remember the name of the place, but yeah, I didn't like the breakfast. Then we went to all the touristic places like Old Town, and I see the Royal Mail. Do I have some parcels? I think I don't. We was walking with umbrella all the time, and it was annoying, honestly. It was, and the road was so slippery. Like, can I say slippery? It was a bit hard for me to walk in my boots because of the rain. It was a bit unsafe, to be honest. No.
Oh, tu peux dire que c'est toi du coup.
Но все равно он такой, его достаточно много. Then for the dinner we went for some cafe restaurant, I don't know. I had such a nice dog, and I tried the local beer. Maybe it's not local, I think it is. It's called Black Mucha, I feel like. Maybe it's not. But yeah, we had such a nice dinner, and it was so cozy, and I really liked. There were a lot of buildings with very short, low ceilings. Like, the buildings are quite small, and it gives such a cute vibe. It feels like I felt sometimes like I am a Snow White, and I'm visiting all those like 7. I don't know how do you call them in English. I'm gonna check it. Well, okay, I found it, but I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Dwarfs. Dwarfs.
Dwarfs. Anyways, yeah, it felt like I'm like a Snow White. We were so sleepy after we had dinner because I was so full and everyone was so full. It was so delicious. So on our way back home, we were yawning so much. It was quite funny, to be honest. And we arrived home. We had some tea, and I also bought some stuff in the local shop. We found a lot of Ukrainian stuff. So I bought some chocolates, I bought some bread crepes, bread chips. I don't know, it's the thing that I wish everyone had in the country because it's so delicious. Yeah, we had some tea and then we get ready. Then we went to one bar. As I understood, it's quite a new bar in Prague. I feel like it's called Lola. And the next one today is Lalita, but I feel like, yeah, as we understood, it's the same owner or something like this. Lola has a bit higher prices and a bit like nicer vibe, and in Lalita there were like more sharing plates and stuff like this. So yeah, we went to Lola. We had some tapas. I was taking a lot of pictures for my friends because they said that they do not have any good pictures. So I was trying my best to change it for them. It was such a nice time in Prague. I do really want to come back there, probably maybe during the spring. I don't know. Because honestly, it's the place where I want to come back. Then I arrived, oh no, actually on the border, I mean at the airport, like passport control, and a woman was talking to me in Czech. I understood something, but I saw that she was asking me what's the purpose of me going somewhere. Apparently, she was asking me what's the purpose of me being in Prague, but I couldn't understand. Like, I understood that she was asking about me if I being a tourist or do I have like permit to leave, but I couldn't understand what she's talking about because in my mind the first thing that I was thinking about is she asking me where I'm going and what's the purpose of this. And she was continuing talking to me in Czech while I was trying to say to her something in English. And then the guy that was sitting next to her, he started talking to me in English, and I was just like, yeah, I was a tourist here. She was just like, yeah, that's what I was trying to ask her. I was just like, girl, I can speak Czech. I mean, yeah, I might understand something, but it doesn't mean that I can understand everything. So it was weird. And then when one woman came to me and she was British and she was just like, that was so rude. And I was just like, yeah, I know, that's just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it was weird, but in general, I really liked Prague. Then I arrived to Manchester. I arrived at about like 3 or 4 p.m. so I had plenty of time to do some shopping. I had to buy some AirPods. I wanted to buy something from Pop Mart for my sister because her birthday is on Saturday. I already ordered a bag for her, but I'm not sure if it's gonna arrive on time or not. And I wanted to also get for her something fun. Since I am at the Manchester, I'm going to my favorite place to eat some Korean street food. I do hope, yeah, they're still working.